So day 6 of Operation Epic Fury, the American and Israeli war against Iran is underway. What's the latest update from what's happening on the ground? It's evident there's a huge amount of ordnance being expended both by Israel and by America, but also by Iran. But are we getting any closer to seeing some form of success on the battlefield? Updates from today. Abu Dhabi, there were some drone strikes. They were shot out of the sky. Unfortunately, the debris fell down and injured 6 people on the ground. In addition, up in Tehran, the Israeli F-35s will be delighted because they ended up shooting down a Yak-130. This is only a training aircraft, but it carries some very potent Russian AA-11 Archer missiles, and they would have been very, very dangerous, and therefore Israel would want to take those off the map. The Iranians only have 2 of those aircraft. They've now lost 1, so it's pretty key. What's also happened over the last 24 hours is America has released a video that is actually showcasing their military capability. Now, as a dominant military superpower, this shows B-2, B-1s, it shows rockets, it shows their full spectrum of might, and it is very, very daunting. But it is worth remembering, military action is a means to an end, not an end in itself. Is it helping to achieve the political objectives of this campaign? Now, Iran has declared that it will seek revenge for all these attacks. The harsh reality is that just rhetoric, or is there anything they can actually do? Now, of course, the advantage that Iran has is they've got a huge standing army, and it's pretty evident that America does not want to put boots on the ground. It's also, they've got a large number of proxies they can use. They've also got drones and missiles. But let's look at those latter 2 to see how they might be able to use those. First of all, the drones. We first talked about these for the Russian invasion of Ukraine. They're not particularly big, they're not very fast, 130 miles an hour, they don't make a big explosion, but they're not expensive, and you can produce large quantities of these. Quantity has a quality all of its own because it can now end up deluging defensive systems, and it's a very powerful terror weapon. A lot of people in the Middle East are very terrified of these. If we also look, though, at the ballistic missiles where Iran has been doing most of its investment over the last few years. Short-range missiles like these go out to about 300 or 400 kilometres. They're largely focused at their near neighbours. But they also have a range of missiles that go out to medium range, up to about 1,000 kilometres. We're not showing all of them here. There's a huge array of them. And then, of course, some of them, well, the larger missiles, the long-range missiles, go out to about 2,000 kilometres. Now, that sounds like a long way. What does that actually mean on the map itself? Well, here's the range rings for those, and of course, as you can see, it doesn't even get as far as Italy, and it certainly doesn't get as far as the UK or continental United States. So should we be reassured? Well, I have to tell you, as a military guy, this is what's been declared, but Iran will want to have a missile that can get as far as the continental United States. That needs 10,000 kilometres. Will they have one in development? Yes. Is it operational yet? Almost certainly no. You remember the Americans had their F-117 stealth fighter in existence for 10 years before it was used in the Gulf War. It's almost certain that Iran will be developing some of those capabilities for itself. So although Iran is being dominated by America's military might, America will not lose this war, but Iran just has to avoid losing for it to prevail. The longer this war goes on, the more likely is that Iran will feel emboldened and America will be looking for some form of off-ramp.